Hello everybody and welcome back. This is not a sighting as such, to be honest. It's just a story that I found really interesting and quite cute. And when we're online looking for things, Crypto Angel's been a massive help to me looking for sources. I'm not really sure if it was me that found this one or her, so I can't toot my own trumpet this time. But every now and again we come across accounts of strange humans that live out there in the wild, quite close to our cities. And they do interest me because I think, well, if a human can stay out there for years, then so could a Bigfoot, I would presume. And there are lots of serving soldiers that come back and hide out in the woods. And I brought you an account last year of what they were calling the Welsh Wild Man, which was a young man who lived out there in the wilds. Well, I was looking for accounts for the Shropshire group. And this was in the folder, so that's why I say I don't know if I found it or Crypto Angels found it. But it's Barkfoot of Sutton Park, and I just wanted to bring it to you because it's quite endearing, really. It's difficult to believe that a man could be living wild, dressed in tree bark and leaves, only 9 miles away from this country's second largest city. However, if the witness testimonies are to be believed, this is in fact a reality. Sutton Park, which covers an area of 2,400 acres in the West Midlands, is said to be the place where the mystery man has been seen, and where over the last few months, this is 2004, numerous sightings of him have been made. He has acquired the name Barkfoot, as his feet have been seen wrapped in tree bark, which have been made into a primitive form of footwear. His hat also has been formed of what I presume to be made of birch bark, says the reporter. Patrick Shear told his cousin Oliver how he was jogging through the nature reserve one morning last May when he took a shortcut through one of the holly groves and when he collided with a man cooking sausages in a frying pan over an open fire, dressed in a birch bark suit. A local reporter discovered the remains of a makeshift shelter with a fireplace and a frying pan, and it was watched from April to June, and the den was covered with blue plastic sheeting, according to John Fowler, whose dog took him to the site in November of 2003. John went on to say that it was quite well hidden and about 40 yards up the path and covered with holly branches and bushes. Quite a few times you could see smoke coming out of the top, and it seems that Barkfoot is actually breaking the law by making the park his home, as an old bylaw forbids anyone from taking up residence in the park. England's land belongs to England's men, but that's for another tape altogether. Mrs. L. Smith met Barkfoot at about 6:30 p.m. on the 25th of July 2004, when he emerged. When Barkfoot emerged from Queen's Coppice, a clump of trees on one of the hills in the park. He was covered with tree bark and leaves, and his bark shoes were tied together using thin saplings. He was holding a charred frying pan, which had a big hole in the middle, and he asked her if she had any sausages, and she said she hadn't, but she did have some fudge, which he took before he disappeared into the undergrowth. Peter Molesworth encountered the wild man as he walked his dog Zebedee at 5:30 one morning in August. He described him as about 5'10" in height, 60 years old and very rough looking. He was wearing a cowboy-style hat made from tree bark and one-piece overcoat which looked as though it had been woven from leaves and reeds. He had, as usual with him, his trusty frying pan and around a dozen sausages, and he offered Peter's dog one. However, Peter told him his dog had already eaten, thank you. The wild man went on to identify himself as Larcher, or Larry Larch, and said that he'd been living in a treehouse that he had constructed somewhere in the park. He also went on to say that sometime in the past, he used to be a bottle open designer from Hemel Hempstead. A sort of poor man's suburban Crocodile Dundee, I suppose. Now, it's not known whether the wild man is still alive, as this article was taken from the Sutton Coalfield Observer, which appeared on the 6th of August 2004. Now, apart from the fact, if I was one of those witnesses, I'd have been back down to the park the next day with a whole load of food, some candles, and probably a tin of a new pan for him, but I'm just socked at it. But what an interesting story. I wonder how many other people are living out there next to towns and cities that we don't know about, and we probably walk past them every single day. And as I said at the beginning, if a human being can do it, then why can't the wild folk? So I hope that cheers you all up a little bit. I just thought that was a bit whimsical, and we all need a bit of whimsy, don't we, from every now and again. So until next time, thank you very much. Good night.